Hello guys, thanks for joining me today. Today we will discuss one of the very basic fundamental concept of security called authentication. Guys, there are two very important concepts on which security works, and these two fundamental concepts are authentication and authorization. In this particular video, we will discuss about authentication. However, in the subsequent video, we will discuss about authorization as well. So stay tuned for understanding authentication. Also guys, if you are new to the channel, then please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you will get early notification for any video. Also comment, like and share the videos. So guys, to understand authentication properly, what I will do is, let's go to the system and try to understand what this authentication is.
So first thing what we need to understand is what is authentication. So authentication is a process of identification of a registered user against the protected resource. So this is a very high level definition of authentication, but in order to understand this definition you have to understand few other things also. So basically this authentication, as we discussed, is a security practice, comes under security. And now try to understand web application. There are mainly two types of web application. One is called protected or secured application, and another unprotected or open application. If you want to use protected application, then you need to get authenticated to those protected application. I'm giving you one example of protected application is Facebook or Gmail, and I'm giving you one example of unprotected or open application is Google search engine. So now you fairly understand what is these protected and unprotected application. Protected application meaning is they only allow registered user to get into that application. Unprotected means they allow anyone to access the services. Simple. So when you will try to access any of the protected application, let's in this case what we will do is we'll go for Facebook. If you will try to access Facebook, it will ask you for email ID or phone number and the password. So these data needs to be already there in Facebook in order to get you authenticated. So basically in order to get you identify to Facebook. So prerequisite for authentication is registration. First you have to register to the protected resource, that is Facebook. Create new account. Once you will go for this sign up process, by the end your data will be saved into the Facebook. Now next time onwards you will give email ID and password. By giving email address, what Facebook will do is it will check your email ID or phone number in their database. If your ID or phone number is present, then it will check your credential, whether the credential, password, whatever you have given is correct or not. If everything goes well, then you will able to log in into the protected resource. This complete process is called authentication. Same for Gmail also. So this is a very basic authentication by using username. That username could be a phone number, could be email, or some sort of unique identifier, whatever. Okay, by using username and the password. This is a very basic authentication. Okay, so when you will try to access any application, in our case we gone through Facebook, so it is challenging the user. Basically it is giving a form to the user, and then identification and disambiguation of the user. So when you will give email ID or phone number, first it will check whether that email ID or phone number is present in their database or not. This is called identification and disambiguation, and then it will validate your credential. This complete process is called authentication. Prerequisite for authentication is you have to register to that resource. Someone cannot simply use Facebook without registering to it. So first you need to register to it so that user data will be there, and then the same user can be authenticated to the system. So friends, on a high level, this is what authentication is. There are various different types of authentication. Now, what are different types of authentication? Comment on this video. In the next video, we will talk about authorization. What is authorization?